I don't even got nothing to say right now. I'm just annoyed, y'all. I can assure you guys, I will improve this over time. But man, this is ridiculous, bruh. This is ridiculous, bruh. I can't believe this, yo. All right, let's see. Oh man, guys, I I could not tell you what's going on, like at all. I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing for you. Oh man, I'll pull up the stream so I can apologize. I don't even know. There you go. All right. So I don't know why my connection keeps crashing. I really don't. It's annoying me. And I put a comment in the John. All right. Which one? All right, let's go to this one. All right. Test. Does this work? Okay. All right. I don't know what is happening, why it's happening, the way it's happening. But oh my gosh, that is so annoying. My God, that is so annoying. Okay, but listen, we made progress. This is the right one? All right. Now, the question now is, will people come back? Because I wouldn't. They tried it twice. But listen, until people get here, I'm going to be here. So first up, we're going off. Let's rank. Let's do it easy on. I feel like we should get the easy ones out the way. So once again, guys, sorry for the whole delay, all of the issues. This is our third attempt, by the way. Our third attempt. Ridiculous. So we're doing a Paramecia tier list. We're only dealing with the canon devil fruits. The non-canon devil fruits will get their own one. And the Zoans will come back. Said hi. Lynette, welcome in, welcome in. We're doing a Paramecia tier list. This is One Piece. We're ranking all of the One Piece tier list. So One Piece Paramecia specifically. If you watch Third Time's a Charm, Will, I swear, dude. Will, thank you for coming back a third time. Hey, Lynette, everyone, welcome in. This is my third attempt at trying to do this because it keeps crashing on me. I don't know why, but I feel like this is going to be the move. Hey, morning person, I appreciate you subbing to the... I didn't get the alert for that. Why didn't I get the alert for that? All right, I need to fix that. Thank you for subbing to the channel. We're over here talking about One Piece content. If you guys like One Piece, I have all you guys need, all the One Piece questions in one place. We got them over here. So right now, we're ranking the strongest and the weakest devil fruits, Paramecia style. So we've already ranked a couple. The only one we have in S tier as of right now is Kuma's Paw Paw fruit, because it's just ridiculously busted. There's no reason to not have it, to be honest. We have Tama's Millet fruit, lesser control all animals, top tier. You get blind loyalty. A lot of us have cats that don't even like us. You feed it one of her pellets, you have a super loyal pet. Why would you not take that? We have Bartolomeo's Barrier. It is unbreakable. You cannot get past this defense, at least not to my knowledge. It has yet to happen. You can put Zoro not even here. Zoro not even here. Zoro didn't even got a devil fruit. Do you watch One Piece? And if not, welcome in. We can change you. We can change your life. One Piece is for everybody. I've never watched it, but it's on my list to watch for animes. Have you seen My Hero Academia? Yes, I have seen My Hero. I read My Hero and I've seen My Hero. My Hero is dope. I was considering doing some My Hero content as well because while I am a super big One Piece fan, I'm also a fan of My Hero. I'm a fan of Hunter x Hunter. I have a lot of listen. While yes, I'm a devil fruit guy. This is my thing. Y'all peep this genre? This genre clean. While I am a devil fruit guy, got my little chopper. Got my little chopper over here. I'm also a Hunter x Hunter guy. You mean I'm into all that. It's all of that. But yes, My Hero is tough. I love the quirks. Some of them got some of the similarities in One Piece. All right, so there's like I saw a green hair for a second. You saw Bartolomeo. You seen Barto. Yeah. Listen, Bart is the number one fanboy of One Piece that's actually canonically inside One Piece. He's a Luffy fan inside the One Piece world. And for that, he has to live forever. I don't make the rules. That's just how it is. And you know Zoro got laws, noises. You know how it is. It was easy. Listen, Zoro gonna find his way around though, for real, for real. We gonna find him though. All right, now let's rank a trash devil fruit. All right, so this list we got some hitters, but I'm gonna keep it 100 right now. Low key put venom fruit number one. Okay, all right, S tier. You know what? I'm gonna take that. Where's Magellan at? All right? Listen, we put Magellan in the S tier. First off, let's talk about Magellan real quick. So, for those of you guys who don't know, Magellan ate the venom fruit. This lets him create and control and be immune to venom, poison, all of his variants. And his poisons, he can change how he wants it to be. He can have it lethal. He can have it enough to knock you out. He can shoot chloroform balls. He can make it so that the poison stains the ground itself. See, trash fruit is very good. Ball fruit. Ball fruit. Oh, you talking about berry? You talking about this John right here? You talking about berry good? Where's he at? Where's he at? Talking about this John? I want to give it F tier, but hold on. We'll finish explaining Magellan, and we're gonna get over to that though. So Magellan had the venom fruit. For one, he can spread it. It's no cure for it as of right now, and Magellan is the only villain, antagonist that Luffy's come across that he did not defeat. He ran from Magellan. He's the only person. Listen, Kaido beat him 3 times, but Kaido fell. Crocodile beat him twice, but Crocodile fell. Big Mom got a couple of L's in this series. I don't think about it. She got knocked off the John by King. Big Mom got a couple of L's, but Magellan, S tier, easily the power. If Magellan makes a comeback with an awakened devil fruit, it would be game over. Magellan would be on a watch list somewhere. Magellan would be a walking Chernobyl for real, for real. All right, but let's go with, all right, hold up. All right, let's go down to very good. All right, so you said very good. You said you're putting this in the F tier? All right, hold up. Who said the ball fruit? Who was that? Scrolly. Ball fruit. All right, Will, you said the ball fruit. Was you talking about very good? Now, for those of you guys who don't know, all right, cool. Very good is turned himself into spheres, balls, essentially. These balls float around. That's kind of it. However, there is a niche thing, and I want to put this in C tier solely because Buggy is immune to slash attacks, so Buggy can't be cut by swords, blades, or anything like that, and he can freely amputate his body. Very Good is immune to blunt attacks, so punches, kicks, karate, basic techniques will not work on him. With that being said, if you grab his head, his body kind of scatters like Skittles, so I might put him back down to the F tier, not gonna lie. Sorry. You know what's crazy? We got 3 Marines in the F tier. 3 Marines. And that's a Vice Admiral. That's crazy. I'm not mad at the placement because these are kind of valid. All right, but let's get another S tier up here right quick. You said Law. You're not the only one who said that because Noiseless Poet also said that a Law goes into S tier. So where's the op fruit? Okay, for those of you guys who don't know, the op fruit allows a user to create a room around that area, right? And anywhere within this room, for all intents and purposes, if you use hockey ball sucks, right? 100%. Where's the camera at? Right there. 100%. It definitely sucks if you use that. That's why I put it back down in the F tier, because if you get punched,
And most people who throw hands can use hockey. You gonna hurt. Your ball's gonna hurt. Every sphere. That Marine said physical. Yeah, very good. This guy right here. Yeah. So Law's op fruit lets him create a room where he controls everything. He can freely amputate parts. He can swap souls or minds around. He could chop off your leg and put it on your head. He could chop your butt off and put it on your face. And now you're just out here living life like that. Now, these things aren't life threatening. However, he can and has literally extracted 100 hearts from people. Imagine walking around knowing that someone else literally has your heart. You know how people be like, oh, this woman stole my heart. This bull literally can. Law can literally do that and play with it. In fact, that's how they defeated, what's that John name? Punk Hazard Monet. Caesar thought he got a freebie, but nope. Ended up doing his own man. Said, you hate to see it. But this fruit has an incredibly wide range. It does take a physical toll on you because you saw him trying to run away from Doflamingo back at Dressrosa, and he was constantly teleporting. Oh yeah, and you can teleport. You could, like how ninjas be doing with like the, substitution jutsu. You could do that with rocks and rain. Bull was swapping his position with droplets of rain while he was chasing them over in Wano. That was crazy. Top tier. This fruit 100% deserves its S tier ranking. We'll keep it that. All right. Let's go with, all right, Alvida. Alvida ate the slip fruit, right? This makes her a slippery human. Essentially, attacks and the like fall off of her, right? And I mean the weirdest attacks, like some debris from a falling building, like half the size of a boulder, came on her and flipped off. Like it just dripped off of her. In addition to that, you can't exactly be captured because you like slick, because your whole body is lubricated. I finished from the C tier, and that's where I put it at. I put it right there in the C tier. Because for one, being able to avoid friction is great. You can over there skate, but you're over there skating on your bare feet. I don't know how your feet don't hurt. I guess because you're not getting traction, so you're super smooth and whatnot. But I'm not really seeing this from an offensive capability like that. Okay? All right, cookies and milk. Explain why it's boarding on B tier. I don't disagree with you because for escape purposes, it's top tier. Plus, you can eat all you want and never gain weight. Honestly, for that alone, I put it in the B tier. But for combat purposes, I'm trying to see why we would put Alvida up a little higher. Or for non-combat purposes, maybe I'm overlooking some other aspects of the slip fruit. But personally, I'm keeping it at C. And if you can talk me into it, we'll bump it up at D. But while you do that, you said, speaking of teleportation, let's go over Van Augur. Okay. All right, so, that fruit would be good IRL. 100%. What? Listen, I'm counting calories right now, and I'm monitoring my protein intake. I wouldn't worry about none of that with that fruit. But let's find Van Augur and put the warp fruit up here. Where is Van Augur? Where is Van Augur? There he is. All right. I know where I'm going to place him. But where do y'all want to place the warp fruit? Y'all tell me. Because Van Augur ate the warp fruit. This allows him to teleport anywhere he can see. Instantly. And he can also teleport other people. He can also rapid teleport. So while he's up in the air, he can see another location and still teleport to that and fro. I know some of you guys are already fans of One Piece in the series, so you guys probably already know that. But for anyone who's just joining in or hasn't learned enough, I will be explaining every devil fruit as we go through it. So anyone who hasn't had a chance can definitely, have a say-so in this, because I want this to be a group thing. One Piece is a group thing. All right, let's see. I'd say A, and that's only because he has an awakening to go wherever he wants. With training, it would be A tier. All right, so between A tier and a B tier. All right, cool. So if he had no limits where he can go, ask no question. Oh, yeah, 100%. Listen, if you could pull a jumper and just go anywhere, that'd be crazy. But you also run the risk of, teleporting into a wall. Teleporting underwater. Can you imagine teleporting underwater and just, that would suck. Imagine teleporting to someone's house, but they got a pool right there, and you ain't peep, and it's too late, and now you just underwater. It'd be some crazy work. But honestly, the ability to freely teleport anywhere, and it doesn't seem to put a strain on him, at least not a visible strain like we did for Laws. A tier is comfortable for me. It's just, you have complete freedom. It doesn't make you stronger. It doesn't make you faster. However, it allows you to always have a vantage point. And as a sniper, that is invaluable. Being able to quickly get away and not have to be able to rely on, I don't know, horses or your boat, all in all. You can go anywhere your eyes can take you. And Van Auger got good vision. So 100%, I have no qualms with this placement. I feel like this is a good job. All right, let's see what we got here. Hold up, what did I say? Let's see. I think Auger will have that ability. And as soon as he awakens it, I think the Blackbeard Pirates are going to awaken their fruits. All right. You know what? All right. You know what? Since we're talking about the Blackbeard Pirates, let's go through the rest of the Blackbeard Pirates that are currently on this list, right? Let's go with Jesus and the strong fruit. For those of you guys who don't know, Jesus Burgess ate the strong fruit. This makes you dumb strong. That's it. There's no caveat. There's no specialty with it. You just yoked up naturally. Over here, I'm talking picking up mountains. Just all of that. You got that. Raw strength. Honestly, me personally, I'm putting it at B tier. But I'm open to y'all to tell me why it should go higher or lower. But I'm not seeing why it should go higher than B tier. It's just strength. It's a very straightforward devil fruit. You don't need a lot of crazy stuff. When he's like, all right, who's the strongest guy in the room? Jesus Burgess. You're not gonna tell me. Let's see, though the strength is powerful, mountain feels like a free weight. Bruh, bench pressing mountains is cool. You're gonna impress me the first couple times, but after you done throwing a mountain at me, it's like, whatever. Do I have a combat for that? Listen, I can think of some other devil fruits on this tier right now that would allow me to overcome the strong fruit, and that's the only reason why it's not even higher. Let's see. B tier is good choice for strong fruit. All right. But Burgess with that fruit is insane because he was already a powerhouse beforehand. Now that's valid. Bull was in the Coliseum throwing hands until he tried to throw hands with Sabo, and then Sabo hit him with that dragon claw, and then bam. But Burgess got back, That's why Burgess picked that mountain. He had to show off. But Law wasn't even there for that. That's all good. But I think we can all agree that being super strong and giving a strong guy a super strong John, stacks on stacks on stacks. It's kind of like, okay, all right, cool, perfect. We made a strong guy stronger. That happened. Let's make a tall guy taller. Cool. We're going to San Juan Wolf. San Juan Wolf is a giant who can become gianter. Like, he literally ate the fruit that makes him taller. That's it. Once again, San Juan Wolf is a big guy, but I didn't know where y'all are placing. Where is the big guy? I knew I just saw him. There he is. Where are y'all placing San Juan Wolf at? B tier, C tier, A tier, S tier. Y'all let me know where y'all want to place him, because I know where I want it. Primarily because we haven't seen enough of this power. If you guys don't know, he ate the huge fruit, if you want to be technical, and that makes him huge, So personally, you'll put it at B? Okay. Okay, you know what? He did have it pre-time skip. I give it that. All right, so San Juan Wolf is the biggest guy out there. Hands down. Obviously, we saw little ores, and we saw how large they were. But even at, what was that doing? At Marineford, he over there trying to sneakily hide behind a whole fortress. He over there just chilling, like, just big body bull. So big that he can actually walk in the ocean. His feet are touching the ground in the ocean. And obviously, when you're submerged, he's weaker because, the water is trying to drown you. The devil don't want you, whatever it is. But man, it's just giving a giant the power to be gianter is ridiculous. It's once again making a strong guy stronger. So I can understand the parallels. Let's see. It's a bit underwhelming compared to top tier powers, but compared to most Yonko commanders, it would be difficult putting him down. It would be like fighting King Kong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. So I 100%. I can see that. All right. So let us. All right. Let's see where we go next. All right. Next, let's go to the Blackbeard Pirate. All right, island fruit. Avalo Pizarro ate the island fruit. First off, let's talk about how devil fruits are literally just someone's imagination. They are devil fruits that someone else wanted to become. Like someone manifested these thoughts. Someone thought to themselves that, hey, I wish with all my heart that I could become an island. And the devil fruit was born. Is it a tough power? Is it a tough power? Where are y'all ranking the island fruit? I have an idea, but because it's a niche fruit, the power of it could be cool. But personally, this is where I'm putting it in C tier. And it's not that it's a bad fruit because that's not the case. It's a good fruit. A tier. Oh, okay. All right. Cookies. Tell me why. I'm listening. All right. Tell me why this is A tier. I'll tell you why C tier while you're writing your response. Okay. So, for one, you are stuck. You are stationary. You are a visible target. And you feel what's happening to you. Not to the same extent to, like, what's that joke called? Not to the same extent of Robin's Hana Hana no Mi. However, you are susceptible and vulnerable to all of the attacks that happen to your body. So you'll feel fire over here. So you kind of get like a little snitch, a little tingling sensation. But on your physical persons, you don't get any additional augments or whatever. So if someone finds your body, you are vulnerable. Plus, as an island fruit, you are stationary. If you can move, if the island can move, I will 100% put this up. But it also depends on what they consider to be an island. Is it just a small, singular body surrounded by water? Or are you able to attach yourself to a landmass and grow larger as such? Because if you could expand and grow even higher up, 100%, I'd make it there. I'd put it there. There's no reason why it wouldn't be put there. But because so far, don't get me wrong, not too many people, I mean a very small number of people, not too many people are going hand in hand with an island. All right, island is cool, on a large scale, Pirate Island is small, but imagine if Zoro was on a weapon-based island. I ain't gonna lie. If he was on Egghead, you know what? All right. Just for that, I'm gonna put him in B tier. If he was on Egghead, it'd be a problem. Bro, having control of the satellites and all that information, yo. And then all the advanced weaponry, and yeah. I guess it all depends on the limitations of the island. They didn't have cannons or any real defensive things. For all intents and purposes, he was the island's defense. Which is cool, but I can definitely see bigger potential if he's able to connect to a larger landmass. That's really what matters. Okay, all right. Let's go. Do we have any other Blackbeard pirates over here? Let me do a little quick scan. We do. All right. Where are y'all putting Shiryu and the clear fruit? Personally, I want to give it A tier, but let me explain my definition. All right, so those of you who don't know, Shiryu ate the clear fruit, right? This allows him to become invisible. And in a world where being able to see stuff helps, it makes a big difference. So we've seen this fruit have two different uses. It first started off with Absalom. However, after that, it was then transitioned over to Shiryu. That was kind of messed up how they did that too. Now, here's the thing. You can also make anything you come in contact with invisible as well. Meaning you could turn a house invisible. I'm pretty sure turn a house invisible. Have your weapons invisible. You could have a hidden weapon, an invisible weapon to kind of distract people. But yeah, I think they made an entire ship invisible one time though. Yeah. Here's the thing. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that even Haki doesn't won't pick you up. I'm not certain on that because I remember Garp wasn't able to see him, he was able to sense him. Right? That's what happened? Hold on, pretty sure that's what happened. All right, well, let's see. Let's see. B tier, I think going A or B tier. Okay. All right. I think people may understand how strong invisibility is. Like we have seen several conquers that be able to do sense visible people. Yeah, there's a place. Well, when you put it that way, You're not wrong though. You're not wrong though. For one, Absalom didn't deserve the power. He was a creepy mishmash of a man. I don't see. Yeah, no, 100%. Only people who have been able to sense Shiryu are Sanji, who specializes in hockey, and Garp specializes in hockey in general. Okay, all right. And because of that, because you have to have such a high detection, I'm gonna give it to them. Now, obviously, not just anybody will be able to move with it that efficiently. We saw how let's put this down because this is the devil fruit, not the devil fruit user. We saw how easily Sanji and them were able to overcome Absalom in the early levels. I'm talking about before we even knew what a Yonko was. Obviously, we saw the warlords because it happened on Thriller Bark. But because of the power itself, we're going to put it out of debate. Not the user, but the power itself. Invisibility is a top tier power in anything, especially if you're able to also silence your footsteps. This fruit, combine this fruit with the calm fruit, you'd have the ultimate assassin. 100%. You have the ultimate assassin. Imagine being completely quiet and then being completely invisible. If I tap, go get him, Shiryu, it'd be crazy. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good. All right. You're correct. Absalom was a weak pervert who was carried by his broken ability. You're not wrong. And people often become complacent with their abilities. That's unfortunately how it is. People get big for their britches. Like most Logia users, like the early on, they were like, "Oh, you're a hothead because you have a Logia type." By default, you stop dodging attacks because you could assume you could just have a phase 3 or whatever. Your power can eventually be your downfall. Hubris usually is like that. Good call out. All right, we're going to the next devil fruit. Let's see. All right, where are y'all putting the bomb fruit? Now, I want y'all to separate the user from the power, okay? The bomb fruit as a whole. Where are y'all ranking it? Potential can be included in this, but honestly, the bomb fruit that was eaten by Gem or Mr. 5 is a devil fruit that allows the user to turn any part of their body into a bomb or into an explosion. This means if I punch you, it's an explosive punch. If I kick you, I got explosive hit. If I sneeze on you, explosive sneeze. The bull is known for picking boogies out of his nose and flicking it as a bomb. That's some nasty work, yo. That is some nasty work. That is nasty. But here's the thing, and then his breath, he can breathe into a gun, create explosive rounds. You have unlimited breathing. Blicky breathing. First form. Oh, boom. You could have done so much more with this, Gem. Like, exactly. He could have moving like Bakugo with the Jean for real. He could have. He would 100% could have, but he's not. However, the fruit itself is an A tier. Matter of fact, I'm dropping a Baroque devil fruit video tomorrow. I'm gonna drop a devil fruit video ranking all the devil fruit users in Baroque works tomorrow. Gem, you make me mad because you know better. You could do better. All right. Let's pick something else, guys. Let's pick another fruit. Let's go. You know what? All right. Let's go with the devil fruit introduced early on from the CP9 series. Let's go with let's go with Bluno. All right. We're going to go with Bluno and the Door fruit. Bluno ate the Doa no Mi, or the Door fruit. This allows him to turn any area into a doorway. So like where you think this is a wall, he could lean his body up against it and then phase through it. Every doorway is open for him. In addition to that, he can like knock your head around as you saw him do with like Luffy. He had the head knocked out and whatnot, spin it around. And you have access to a Doa dimension. Within that dimension, you seem to be completely invulnerable, or at least no one has invaded the Doa dimension. I don't know if you can bring someone else in there with you, because if so, that'd be a perfect spot. A couple devil fruits have subspaces that do allow other people in it, like Gang Capone or Brule with the Mirror fruit. We haven't seen it because he closes it behind it and it disappears. Not like the ones that we go into a wall, but going into his dimension, no one has followed him in it. But we also haven't seen Bluno canonically since, early on. We have seen him in what's that movie? In Film Red, and I think one other movie, but I'm not gonna count that. But being able to drag other people into your dimension, being able to always have a way out while being able to spy on people. Because once again, we're talking the character or just the devil fruit. We're talking just the devil fruit right here. For now, we're using how like we've only seen this devil fruit used by Bluno, so we can only speak on what we've seen and what we think it could be. However, we're speaking on the capabilities of the devil fruit. This is the devil fruit tier list. We're ranking all the devil fruits, Paramecia specifically, canon ones only. So I'm going to say this is an A tier devil fruit. Uh, Having access to your own dimension, being able to spin people around, being forever present. This allows you to listen. Don't do this, but if you wanted to, you could like stalk people. You could get people's numbers, their information, looking over their shoulder while through the door dimension. Now you have to come out to physically interact with it, but this is definitely a top tier devil fruit. And the fact that it was introduced so early on and we don't get to see it return makes me sad. But you know, it is what it is, guys. You know, we do what we can. We do what we can. All right, this one. Yo, hold up, hold up. I know we said CP9, but I want to talk about one devil fruit right quick. Right, this devil fruit right here. All right, she ate the ripe fruit. Right, this allows her to age up anything or anyone. Now, Shinobu has a good heart. But for real, she could be moving differently. She could be Shigaraki of the One Piece world. That I don't know if that My Hero person is still here, but she could be Shigaraki of the One Piece. Yes, Shinobu. Shigaraki of the One Piece world. She could touch you and age you out of existence. She could watch you decay rapidly. She exactly. However, Bonnie's ability is only temporary. Bonnie has like the TDE effect, which can like psychologically make it seem as someone's aged up and whatnot. Or if she does age you up, it's temporary. So it's not the same. Versus Shinobu, whoever she ages up is permanently altered, as we saw with Momo. She aged Momo up a couple years. Now his childhood is gone forever, but it was needed because we needed his strength and whatnot. But she could age past that if she wanted to. If she didn't like you, she could knock out 40 years of your life. And I don't think there's any undoing this. We've seen her be able to like melt through walls and castles by aging up the material or causing it to decay. If she wanted to, she could like age up some wine and stuff and make some money off of that. However, because this John is devastating, it's for me, it's obviously an A tier. That's just me though. Let's see. Sounds like Bonnie. Let's say you can't cut diamonds without hockey, and if the user has strong hockey, it's even harder. Sax, look, right? I want to agree with you, right? I do. After all, you know, diamonds are unbreakable. However, they're not immune to extreme elements. We saw Aokiji easily freeze up Bull and then shut it off. Also, a lot of impact users over here, it's kind of crazy. Like you could crack a diamond with enough force. And most people over here have hockey as well. Otherwise, and you are completely mobile. I'm sorry, you're immobile when you're in your full diamond form. If you had complete mobility over your joints and everything in your diamond form, I'd place Jozu higher. But honestly, I can't. So I'm gonna put Shinobu up in the A tier. That's why I feel like she belongs. Wait, I just noticed something. Why is Whitebeard and Blackbeard here when Blackbeard doesn't have another Paramecia outside of Whitebeard's? Oh, that's a good answer. That's a good question. The answer is I hastily threw this list together, and I made Blackbeard up there, but I also wanted to put Whitebeard up there. They're going to be in the same spot. It's all still the Goro. They're all going to be for the same thing. So don't you worry. We're not factoring in the Yami Yami no Mi. We're only talking about the Quake fruit. And I didn't like. I wanted to only cover people that were alive, but I also wanted to like show some respect to Whitebeard because Whitebeard to go for real. You know, good call out though. Aokiji is an admiral and Jozu was off guard. Okay, that's true. After the Whitebeard pirates got disbanded or whatever, when they had their refight, Jozu has yet to make an appearance. If Jozu did something afterwards, I'd do something to try to bring him up a little bit. But Jozu, Vesta, a whole bunch of the previous Whitebeard affiliated pirates is a nah. But since we're talking about Whitebeard, let's talk about the Tremor fruit. All right, I'm not even asking y'all, but it's automatically S tier because why would it not be? The Tremor fruit, for those of you guys don't know, allows the user to create quakes in the air, on the land, all of that. These quakes are enough to literally tilt islands. You just drag it out. You could drag your hand through the air as if it was physical, and then it just rip it out. Like if someone pissed you off, you could take their hand, like take their head. I'm sorry, Chopper. Don't do this to your Chopper, guys. You could take it by the head and then just vibrate their skull, causing internal damage, just fracturing their brain. I'm sorry, Chopper is all right. But he's all right, guys. That was fake. But yes, easy S tier, easy S tier. And as a result, we're going to put Blackbeard up there because they're one and the same. Because obviously we all know what happened. Rest in peace to the greatest. It does have major range, as we saw at Marineford. You could create tidal waves or counter tidal waves. Oh my God, bruh. And then the fact that he's infused it in his weapon. Whitebeard was a problem, yo. Oh man, Whitebeard was a problem, man. Best way to look at this is someone strong with Devil Fruit will be even stronger. Will Garp do better with Joe's Devil Fruit or Oven or Corazon? For one, I don't want Garp to have a Devil Fruit. That's his whole thing. He's not a Devil Fruit user. He'd lose out some of his things if he did eat a Devil Fruit. Now, if he was forced to eat a Devil Fruit, though, Diamond Jozu's, if he could reinforce his fist with Diamond and Hockey, Garp would be a problem. Garp would be knocking heads off. I'm going to keep it 100. Like, Garp already got hands. But if he was forced to eat a Devil Fruit and it was a Diamond Fruit, he'd go crazy with it. On the topic of Yonko, let's go over Big Mom's next fruit. Okay. All right. Let's go over Big Mom's fruit. Big Mom, the soul fruit. Big Mom, problem, right? All right, hold up. Where are y'all putting Big Mom? I'm pretty sure I know where you're getting at with this. But also, Sax, elaborate then. Take the time to elaborate so I can try to understand what you're getting at, because I don't want to just, throw you off and whatnot. But where are we ranking the soul? For those of you guys who don't know, Big Mom ate the Soru no Mi, or the soul fruit, right? She is able to extract souls, either the complete soul or fragments of souls. And she can take these souls and do a whole bunch of stuff with it. For one, you can never be lonely when you got the homies. You can use the power to create homies. You can embody, like, let's say I wanted my phone to have a soul. I could do that. I could use my phone to have a soul. Now my phone is alive. I could imbue the wall with power. I could imbue the camera with power, and it does what I say it is. And in addition to that, if you are afraid of me, I'm able to pull even more and more out of you. And I can take that soul and imbue it into myself. Well, if you are a normal human, her fruit would not be easy to make someone afraid of you without action. Listen, right? You're right. If a common person, let's say you like 5 foot, right? If you're a 5 foot, super skinny, gangly looking person, you are not coming across as intimidating unless you're carrying around like a 10-foot blade or something. And as a result, you're not going to get all of the fear aspect that comes with it. But you don't have to scare a lot of people. First off, you can only start off with yourself. You can imbue yourself with fragments of your own soul. As we saw, Big Mom is strong because part of herself is literally imbued. Like her soul, her skeleton, her stuff is all imbued with fragments of her soul. So Big Mom is technically walking around as an incomplete person. So I feel like most people would be shitting bricks in her presence. Even Big Mom's kids are scared of her. Big Mom's kids are scared of her because she got 80 of them. Any woman that got 80-something kids does not care about her life or yours. She got 80-something kids of all walks of life with no husbands. Big Mom type of person that would just grab somebody like, yeah, you're going to have my baby. Like, what? And then she did. And then she leave you. It's over. Which is why she's been wanting a giant for a while. We got to watch Harudine. I'm trying to tell you. She's going, imagine if Lola did end up getting with Loki. John would have been crazy. But Big Mom's power allows her to do a whole bunch of stuff with souls, and she can even extract the very life from someone and give it to someone else. So keep herself not young, but going strong. Because Big Mom's kind of old. I don't know how old she is, but Big Mom is definitely. Actually, let's look at her quick. All right, hold up. Big Mom. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Big Mom is 68. Yeah, and she's also 28 feet, bro. No one, I'd be scared of her too. All right, it's an easy jaunt. 28 feet looking like that, bruh. Yeah, no, 100%. But for me, the soul fruit, it's S tier. Uh, you're putting an A tier? Okay. Atomic, tell me why you put an A tier while I read out the rest of the comments I missed. All right, let's see. All right, so pickety strong. All right. What about defense with diamond? No more sneak attacks. That's true. Example, we pick any strong person with double fruit like Sanji would over cousin or Burgess make him stronger to Jozu. The diamond fruit will be indestructible. If someone with hockey is strong to ever use it. The reference diamond story. Having cortisone and oven above the diamond fruit is crazy. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. John Devil Fruit is most useful in prison, it's not as effective as an open sky. Okay. All right, I see where you're getting at. I see where you're getting at. I see where you're getting at. All right. All right, that makes sense. That makes sense. So you believe that the diamond fruit should be higher up. We just didn't put it up there because we didn't have. Okay. Okay, I see what you're getting at, Sax. I was applying the character too much to this list rather than the power itself. Okay, okay, Sax. I see where you're getting at. You know what? Out of respect, you taking the time to explain that, we're gonna put you up a tier. We're gonna put up the B tier. I'm not putting anything higher than that though. B tier, we put up there. Good call out. All right, Sonic, I put in an A because you've to scare someone with intimidating. Listen, you only gotta scare one person first. Listen, I don't know about where you live at, right? But if you live in a big town or a small town, being able to scare one person is enough of a start. You start off because you have a weapon. Because remember, Big Mom didn't used to be. Well, no, Big Mom had a devil when she was a kid. But Big Mom didn't have a name for herself until until she went into the Rocks Pirates. All you gotta do is scare, terrify one small area. Get yourself a weapon. Start off somewhere strong. Get a weapon somewhere to intimidate people. Like, oh, you better watch out for the Atomic Strangler. I don't know. You know, now they're scared of you. Your name has power and whatnot. Like, don't go over there. That's Atomic's block. Your name gets power. Starts off as a small area, then you just slowly spread out. You don't need to start off all gung ho. Start off small, use that power, imbue yourself with the soul fragments. Start off like, listen, I hate to say it, go for the younger people. Go for the younger, impressionable people. What? Get a bunch of drunk people, terrify them. You got options. You don't have to limit yourself. I can assure you. Start off small and go out from there. There's a lot of people out here. All right, that's fair enough. Appreciate you, Sax. And we're not unreasonable. You know, we're in the One Piece community. We're not unreasonable. We're not JJK fans. I mean, we are JJK fans. I like JJK, but we're not, leakers. All right, let's see. That's true. It's kind of hard not to scare. So, listen, I walk lightly. I'm a big guy, but I walk lightly, and I always scare my sister or my mom or whatever when I'm around. It's just a habit. You got scared too many people. It's enough. All right, she made a name for herself at 5. First off, I don't know how she did that. I need to see what I need to see Big Mom going in that tantrum as a child and taking out grown giant warriors. Like grown giant warriors as an infant, all because you threw a tantrum because you was hungry. Big Mom been built different for a while. 6'2"? All right, listen, Cookie, 6-foot gang. We up here. You mean? All right, I would argue Magellan put down his hair. Listen, Sax. Magellan can spit poison, chloroform balls, and poison can go up in the air. How high up is it going to be useful? I don't know. However, covering an entire area and having the vapors flow up would be enough to intimidate or bring down anyone up in the air. And because aerial combat is not something we have to do with a lot or frequently enough, I'm going to keep it in S tier. But no, Big Mom physical strength is insane. All right, let's go with a corny double fruit, y'all. All right, let's go with a I hate to do this to him, but I'm putting Flamenco and the pocket fruit in the F tier. Now, I'm not saying this is a bad fruit. Let me not say that. I'm just not saying it's a good fruit. It allows you to have a pocket. I think his is on his chin or whatever, right? Allows you to have a pocket where you can store stuff. You have a subspace. How much can you store in it? I don't know. We saw him pull a big old mallet out. You can have pockets and storage. That's great. But like, I'm not. Listen, having a storage is great. If I'm a merchant, cool. I can get through airports really fast. I don't have to pay for flights or nothing like that. I mean, not for flights. I don't have to pay for baggage fees and whatnot. But all right, hold up. All right, the pocket fruit is not a bad fruit, but it's not a great fruit. Okay, all right. I was actually going to say C tier. You know what? Okay. You know what? Let's rank. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Let's switch gears. You know what? I'll put it at the C tier because storage is useful. It's not useless. It's useful. It's not useless. But let's go to another storage devil fruit and tell me where you guys place it because this one is versatile. Where are y'all putting Capone? Where is he? Where are y'all putting Gang Capone? And because remember you said about storing people, so I mentioned this. So I'm put out there. Where y'all putting Gang Capone and his Castle fruit? For those of you guys who don't know, Capone ate the Castle fruit. This allows him to become a walking fortress. He can either one, become stationary and transform into a giant fortress known as the Big Daddy mode, right? In addition to that, he can also go on autopilot. He can have himself just drive around. He can give himself like tank legs and like trail over stuff. He can also allow his friends, allies, or even enemies to come inside of his body. Anything within like, you know how like Gojo has like the infinity around him? Anybody that comes within a certain range gets shrunken down. And he has all these things inside of him going on. You can have family over there, friends, whatever. You'd be a one-man walking hotel. You'd be the Airbnb, Capone B&B. You could be that guy. The dope fruit is like that. All right, let's see. A tier or B tier. B tier, Capone's A tier. The fruit breaks so much logic, it's crazy. All right, me personally, B or A for. All right, so we're all in the B or A tier. All right, we kind of split right here. Hold up, can I do like a voting thing in here? Hold up, let me see something quick. Hold up, add emotes. Get your audience. All right. Start a poll. All right, bet it. All right, I'm about to drop a John in the list. I need to see where we're putting this. All right. Start a poll in the chat for Capone's devil fruit. We're gonna have this up for the next 2 minutes. Whatever one's the highest, that's where it's going at. All right. So Capone's devil fruit, for one, has been incredibly useful the entire time. I haven't seen a reason when it hasn't been useful. Being able to always, imagine being like surrounded. It's like 4 people, like, we got you. Like, yeah, like it's over for you. Yeah, you in what army? And then he unzip his chest, and then 30 minutes quiet will come out. Hold on. I know I have that video somewhere. Hold up. I know I have the video where that's coming up. Oh man. Yo, that was crazy. I recall that. Yo, that was hilarious. Imagine thinking you get to drop on somebody and then they all just jump out fully armed, mind you. And they can eat over there, sleep over there. Yo, listen, for all the adults in the chat and whatnot, right? Can you imagine, like, say you need company, like you never need a room, like, yo, listen, shorty, I know a place I could take you, like, little bed and breakfast, I got this room, I got this place back there, 28-story castle place for real, I could take you there. You mean? Yo, you imagine your man's trying to have some company over there. Anyway, I digress. It's looking like A tier is the move. We're gonna put it in the A tier because that's where I believe it belongs. Okay, all right, we're gonna end that there. All right, I appreciate y'all taking the time to vote. Appreciate all y'all. So we're on to the next one now. Okay, next storage devil fruit. Let's go subspace devil fruit. Let's go with brulee and the mirror fruit. All right, let me end this poll right quick. Poll ended. Boom. 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 Yep, 75% wanted that. All right. Up next, we have brulee and the mirror fruit. For those of you who don't know, brulee is one of Big Mom's 80-something children. She has the mirror fruit. This allows her to see into and phase through all the mirrors. And she also has access to a mirror dimension, which once again lets her walk through all mirrors. All mirrors. By the way, she can look in creepily. Like she could definitely just be creeping on you the entire time. In addition to that, her abilities also let her create clones of you, reverse, or anyone else. Anyone that she's stored in the mirror, she could reflect that image on somebody else. This is great for diversions and all of that. Honestly, brulee, underrated Big Mom kid for real. All right, me personally, I'm torn between because remember, we're specifically talking about the devil fruit, not how it was used, because the ability to just, oh my God. All right, so me personally, I'm torn between A tier and S tier. I am curious to see how everyone else is ranking this right now. Give me one moment so I can look at it to see. Give me a little sip, a little thirsty. All right, yeah. All right, let's see what everyone's saying. Why my screen just bare? Where'd it go? There it is. All right, let's see. S for brulee, A or S. This would definitely S tier. You can create an entire planet. She could even reflect light with her mirror fruit. Brulee is ugly, but she's one of the best of Big Mom's kids. Hey man, we not judging people appearances, you know. All right, you're not wrong, but we're not over here judging their appearances or whatnot. You know, we talking about the devil fruit. Separate the fruit from the user. But all right, seems to be another split batch, so we're gonna do another poll. Simple. Keep it open for another minute. Brulee devil fruit, A or S tier? All right. We're gonna keep this open. Is now 1:32 p.m. EST. We're gonna keep this open for 2 minutes while we talk about her devil fruit abilities. So, as you guys already know, so some of the main things you can do with this, for one, you can reflect, an opponent's attack, top tier. So if someone, boom, hits you with something, you reverse back at them. Always a top tier thing. Having access to the mirror world, honestly, is what puts this where it is. Being able to get in, or first off, you can trap people inside mirrors too. Forgot to mention that. Brulee, honestly, top tier John. Like I don't have any arguments with this John. Oh, you're giving it a B tier. Okay. Listen, we got the votes. The votes going. Listen, make everything slit in small areas should be a maximum C tier. What you talking about over there, Sax? Are we talking about different fruit now? Oh, why is Corazon fruit at C? We're talking about this calm fruit. Okay. All right, let's see that real quick. All right, let's see. Brulee is ugly. Let's see. Why is Corazon fruit at C tier next to a giant island man? Hold on. Where's the giant island man? Avalo Pizarro. Listen, I'm keeping the calm. It's an A tier for you. Hold on. Hey, yo, someone else vote because it's 50-50. Vote on Brulee, and then we'll get to the next one. All right. Because if not, am I going to be the tiebreaker? I don't mind. We got 1 more minute to see if anyone else is going to vote on that. If not, I don't mind being the tiebreaker. So, listen. All right. Looks like it's up to me. I can't vote in my own poll. That's corny. All right. So, Brulee, obviously a top tier devil fruit. No one here is arguing with that. It's just how strong we want to be. Facts. Someone break the tie. Like y'all right there. It's right there. Brulee is an S or A, both are fine. You might be the tiebreaker. All right. You know what? Cool. Boom. End the poll. We're putting it at an A tier. The only reason why I put that in A tier because it doesn't make any augments to your physical body, and it kind of gives you a mild restriction as a result of that. And the reflections are kind of visible, so She can literally create a dimension. No, no. Okay. You know what cortisone is that high compared to the fruit, to the rest of this group? 100%. Absolutely. Okay. So, for me, the cortisone ate the calm fruit, right? We're right here ranking the devil fruit off of how strong it is, how useful it can be, and yeah, pretty much how it is, or like how strong it is and how useful it can be. Being able to, for one, the calm fruit lets you silence anything or anyone. For a spy, being able to silence an entire area is ridiculous. Being able to throw grenades, to have rocket launchers and everything cause silent explosions is just ridiculous. I don't see why it's not. Mind you, in addition to that, you can make a certain someone or a certain something silent, allowing an entire squad, a whole Trojan horse of people to invade or whatever it is you want. This doesn't have any direct combat effect because it doesn't change how strong you are as a person. However, it allows you to silently get away, to silently sneak up, or allows you to disrupt enemy communication and conversation. Let's see. Silence does not kill observation hockey. Right. No, it does not. But how often are regular people chatting or someone is keeping watch? If there's, I don't know, there's a scout somewhere up there that has to report anyone coming around you. If you silence this one person and they're unable to convey that communication back to anybody, you have disrupted that flow, which allows you, your allies, or anyone else to do what they want unhindered because they can't sound the alarm because there is no alarm. Or if an alarm is raised, you're able to create every alarm as a silent alarm, disrupting a lot of things. Let's see. This fruit is great for stealth missions. It is. It is incredibly great for stealth missions. And that's like, for one, all the B tier, none of these are before the other. It's not like this is stronger than that fruit and that is stronger than this fruit. These are just the order in which we grab them and put them up in. There's not the super S tier versus the lower S tier, the super A tier versus lower A tier. These are all just devil fruits that are of that tier. Doflamingo couldn't even sense an invisible Moria. Most people that even have Conqueror's Haki won't be able to react to this quote. All right. But you know what? Let's talk about you know, Doflamingo's being talked about. Let's bring up Doflamingo. Where is he? Where is Doflamingo? Where is Did I not put Dofi on the list? Am I tripping? Yo, am I tripping? Where is Doflamingo? There he is. All right. Doflamingo ate the Ito no Mi, or the string fruit. This, on paper, sounds trash. I ain't gonna lie. If someone said you have the power of strings after I ate a devil fruit, I'd be pissed. Like, what am I gonna do with strings? Start like a yo-yo collection? Just doesn't matter. But knowing what we've seen the devil fruit do, I'm curious. All right, let's see. Dofi's fruit is S tier. All right. Doflamingo is a complicated case because his fruit is broken because he's a user of it. Okay. I'll put invisible on A tier because invisible and touch invisible. Comic reader, welcome in. Welcome in. Listen, I can't put it up any higher just yet. Now if it was okay. Doflamingo's fruit C tier. Atomic, yo, come to the front of the class. Come to the front of the class. Defend your C ranking for the string fruit. I need to hear it. I need to hear it. All right, never mind. A tier because he was able to awaken the fruit. Yeah. Hold on. Why would you bring it down to tier if he awokened it? All right. If people ate that shit, they will be very weak, but definitely made it very short broken. That's cool. That's cool. That's true. That's true. That's very true. Remember, everyone can't do what Doflamingo can do with devil fruit. Doflamingo mastered devil fruit beyond imagination. Hence the awakening. Okay. All right. String fruit alone. You have the ability. Whoa, hold up. What do I? I'll have one of my videos playing in the background. That's crazy. My bad. Okay. So with the string fruit, you can obviously use string to, for one, create a clone of yourself. Having a clone of yourself is tough. The ultimate move being the bird cage, which, for all intents and purposes, was impenetrable. Swords couldn't cut through it. It couldn't cut through Bartolomeo's barrier. No one was able to escape the bird net. You can also puppeteer people. Obviously, this depends on how well you use it, but you can also puppeteer people, control their minds, control their not their minds, control their physical actions. And obviously, the strength, the string lets you float slash fly. You can walk on these thin strands, and since they're almost invulnerable, impenetrable, you can use these strings as a garrote to strangle or sever someone's limb. Knowing all that, let's read the chat. All right, all the warlord devil fruits are at least A. I have one. I gotta disagree with you on that. I got one. I had exactly one. I have to disagree with you on that. We'll get there though. Doflamingo fruits care about versatility at face value is bad. Okay. Yeah, most people would use that fruit different than Doflamingo. Okay. How is Mr. 5 A tier? He can blow up anything he wants, breath and exploding bullets. Okay. You missed that part. Now, once again, we are just talking about the devil fruit. We're talking about the devil fruit itself and what it can do, not the user, because some of these devil fruits were unfortunately held back by their users. Mr. 5 or Gem with the bomb fruit, Bomba no Mi, was definitely an example of that. Being able to create explosions while being immune to all explosions, having unlimited explosive ammo, it's just ridiculous. And the fact that you can, for one, breathe into stuff or use any part of you, whether it's your hand, boogers, or whatever, as an explosion, you could literally, there are endless possibilities with a bomb fruit. So that's why, for one, off of its raw power and potential, it's up there. That's how we got there. Let's see. Doflamingo's fruit is hard to use. Okay. I feel like this fruit is a B or an A. It just depends on how good you are with it. Okay. Don't need to argue for Dolphin. He speaks for himself, at least A. All right. Comic is because the fruit is good, but the user is not good. Okay. This is very skill-based power. Okay. All right. All right. When you think of it, when you think about it, nobody here could have cloned themselves with strings. I'm gonna keep it 100. I wouldn't think to do that. I mean, obviously now I would because I've seen it. But offhand, if someone just said, "Here's a string power," I wouldn't put it up there. But because what we have seen with the fruit and what it can do, I'm 100% fine with putting the string fruit in the A tier. All right. Okay. Let's hold up. Let's talk about this. Buggy. I mean, you know what? If you're talking about Buggy, let's do it. Let's talk about Buggy. Buggy ate the chop fruit. This makes him immune to all slash attacks. In addition to this, he is able to sever his body freely, so to avoid attacks or to anything. Also, when his body is separated, for whatever reason, he's dumb strong. He's over there carrying a fish man or whatever with ease. So it seems as though when his body is detached, gravity doesn't seem, or his strength doesn't seem to be a key factor. This allows him to float or free around or even carry other people. With that being said, the feet still kind of have to be on the floor in order for it to work. Or at least sometimes it does, because sometimes canonically it doesn't align with that. However, for the most part, your feet have to be stayed on the floor, so you can't just freely chop yourself up. But let's see where everyone's placing it. All right, Buggy is a devil fruit. We don't know the potential of fruit yet because he does not train. Okay. However, even though Buggy can avoid slash attacks, he can still be attacked. Very much so, in fact. He has been punched and whatnot a couple times. Buggy fruit might be like Luffy. With Buggy's devil fruit, it's confusing to think about whether it's actually bad or good. Right? And that's the annoying part. Like, me personally, I could comfortably place this. I could place this in B tier, primarily because, for one, you're able to separate or leave behind parts of your body behind. This includes ears and whatnot for listening in, for literally eavesdropping. Oda also said you could drop off something else. It's canon, by the way. Oda said it. And at the end of the day, being able to carry something regardless of its physical weight or strength definitely puts it up there. So I think I'm going to keep Buggy and B tier. I think I'm cool with that. I think we can flashback and be revealed Buggy for his OP and see some. I would love to see Buggy awaken his fruit and start chopping up other things. But I don't know if it's going to happen yet. Buggy got his ass handed to him by people in the East Blue. This might be on Roger's crew. Yo, listen. Hold up. Let's talk about that. I don't understand how crews made it to the Grand Line came back, and then lost to fodder who didn't even know what the Grand Line is. Y'all went to an area where hockey was almost 100% necessary. You weren't leaving here without hockey. But no, now you over here getting handed to you by some bull whose ship is like this long. I don't understand it. Shout out to Don Krieg. It is what it is. Buggy having another personality and getting strong and serious. Honestly, I would love that. If Cross Guild whips Buggy into shape and he becomes the beast he always could have been, I'd love that. But it's all sometimes it's not the. Okay. I'm really surprised that Buggy is as weak as he is despite being Roger's apprentice. How is that possible? All right, listen. If you have siblings, you know how it is. At the end of the day, if one person is living up to it, you ain't got to. But man, I don't understand how you can be around all these strong pirates and not try to emulate at least some of them. Like we saw the flashback with him fighting when they were fighting with the Whitebeard pirates and stuff. I assumed he'd have something, but nah, not at all. It's all right, Buggy. We still respect you and all, but we want better for you. We do. But speaking of wanting better for somebody, I want better for this fruit right here. Right? Now, for those of you guys don't know, this devil fruit right here is eaten by Nushi, right? This devil fruit allows him to fuse with multiple of his siblings it's like the pile fruit, right? It allows, oh, that was all right. Why is my junkie disappearing? Not this time. All right, no. There it is. Cool. So he ate the pile fruit. He ate the pile fruit, which lets him and his family merge together, kind of like a giant robot. If y'all haven't seen this, hold up. I got a video for this. I know I covered this. I know I did. Hold up. All right, so we got here. Hold up. Did I do a video or do a short on it? All right, hold up, guys. Okay, yeah. All right. Yo, why is this show not coming up? Ah, there it is. All right, cool. All right, so. All right. So, hold up. What is it showing right now? Is it showing me or is it showing? This is weird. Watching myself while I'm. Okay, it's not showing it for you guys. Okay, cool. Or maybe it's just delayed. It is. Okay. All right. My fault. So, hold up. That's weird. All right. So, it lets you become a giant Power Ranger, kind of Zord, essentially. However, while you are big and you look cool and all that stuff, right? You look big, cool and all that. You are still vulnerable. You're still susceptible. You are a giant pile-on. You are big enough for everyone to throw hands with you. And that's it. Y'all fuse together, become bigger. You become bigger, stronger, taller. Your weapon grows. I don't know where the weapon came from, but it is what it is. The more people pile on, the better. But that's it. This is a group for this is like, all right, we have a bunch of fodder people. They don't really have any power for themselves. Put them in a pile. Boom. We're ranking Charlotte Nushi. Hey, comic. We're ranking Charlotte Nushi and the pile fruit. It's one of Big Mom's 80-something kids. All right, it kind of feels like Wolf's fruit, but several times worse. San Juan's Wolf is definitely better. For one, you don't need a bunch of people And then if people get mad, can you imagine like your family getting mad and then breaking apart the summon? No. Hell no. You know why you don't remember it, Sax? Because it was corny. It was sandwiched in between Oven when Oven went Super Saiyan and started, throwing hands and melting the sea. Versus, and then when Sanji's family started doing their thing, that's when this all happened. Exactly. Somewhere between all that and them escaping Big Mom and Oven heating up the sea and that giant fish man thingy with the big head swallowed up the team. There was a whole bunch of stuff happening. That's why this is F tier, because no one's talking about it. It's not me. All right. The list is getting shorter, guys. I think Wolford is better than it is. I think he can also make himself small. Now, he only has the huge, huge fruit. Now, if he can make himself smaller, I'd rank him up because you can change your size. But right now, I think he can only go to his regular size and then smaller. Boom. All right. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Welcome in, comic. I see. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go for something that I'm going to argue to be S tier, and y'all can argue with me if you guys like, or we can have a creative conversation. We can go through this. But for me, S tier, I'm taking Joribani and the Toshi Toshi no Mi or the Age fruit. Here's why. So the age fruit allows Bonnie to freely change her age or the age of anyone else around her. By default, we're always looking at an elder Bonnie because Bonnie's only a child. This means you can constantly have this power in effect. Always. There's always in effect. At no point did we ever, besides when she was submerged underwater, there's no point when she didn't have this John active. In addition to this, her devil fruit allows her to, one, impact other people. She can, for one, she can touch you and make you think you're aging and give yourself a psychological trauma because you aged up. Watch your skin and muscles melt off your body in mid combat. That's the thing. She can do this mobily, by the way. She can do this mobily. She doesn't have to physically touch it. She can shoot a bullet and it'll do the exact same thing. In addition to this, with Distorted Future, she's able to freely change her shape to whatever form she feels is necessary. When she was mad at Vegapunk, she was over here. I don't think Bonnie is just age fruit. She never ate a fruit. She's like Sanji. I have a different video coming up for that, Sax. We'll cover that another time. But when she was chasing what's that boy name? She was chasing Vegapunk. She switched up, got all hulky, kind of got like Kuma, started smashing stuff, went all big gorilla. And then imagine getting life trauma by a preteen with daddy issues. She got a reason to have daddy issues, all right? First off, who is Bonnie's dad? We know it's Kuma, but who is the biological dad? What if it was Saturn? I digress. She also made herself into Gear 5. She made herself take the form of what she thought was the most free and imitated the abilities. Imagine, because she's able to impact the crew and other people, imagine if she was able to make Garp back into his prime when it was necessary. Imagine being able to see a reality where not just you, not just Luffy, but the whole crew is full of Nikas. You could just, because Distorted Future and possibilities are a thing, or being able to age people up or down is a thing. Imagine you're fighting somebody that's like 100-something years old and then you age them down. It's crazy work. I'm trying to tell you, there's no reason why this fruit would not be S tier. Give me one moment, Sean. Hey, you okay? Okay, you good though? Okay, text me. All right. So yeah, for me, S tier. Let's read the comments out. All right, that's too valid. I don't think Bonnie. Okay, imagine getting life trauma. Yep. Saturn created the fruit in the lab. Honestly, even if he did create the fruit in the lab, he needs to recreate that because that joint triple plat. I mean, he not recreating nothing ever again because I know what happened to Saturn. I said I think it was Shamrock. You know, that'd be crazy if Shanks and oh man, yo, that'd be crazy. Yo, if Shamrock is Bonnie's, I mean Shanks, yo, That'd be all right. I don't. That'd be crazy. But let's stick to the Paramecia. Let's stick to the tier list. But that is a crazy theory, though. Like, can you imagine if they are related? Uh, yo, okay. All right, all right, all right. One more. Let's see. I think body power works on Yonkos if they have their hockey on like Law, cannot move, Big Mom, or Kaido. I believe there has to be like a gap in between certain things because obviously Bonnie wasn't able to touch Saturn and age him either way. But that could also be due to the Depths Covenant of part of what's her name's powers. So maybe you have to like beat a Yonko into like hockey fatigue for it to be effective. So I don't see this as one shot in Yonkos, but it'll still be a nice idea. Or if you want to like willingly assist a Yonko, can you imagine if Whitebeard was still around and she aged him down by like 40 years? Prime Beard will be over there throwing hands like, oh, that'd have been even temporarily. It'd be a great thing to see. All right, male buying doesn't look like Shamrock. It would make sense. I'm gonna save all this for a video. I'll tell you that. Okay. All right. All right. Let's go with a weak power. All right. I'm putting Strucin and the cook fruit in F tier. Does anyone have any arguments with that? For those of you guys don't know, Strucin ate the cook fruit. This allows him to turn anything edible. Like this red plastic cup that has water in it. It could be edible. I'm just saying. Listen, you know what? You know what? Cookies, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Free food is free. Honestly. All right, now hear me out. I am a big fan of food, okay? Hold up, but the food be nasty though. Hold up, back down. All right. The food itself isn't good though. If the food was good, I'd put it up higher. Honestly, I really would. But you're right. Being able to never starve is always great. Like, oh, I only have this hat. What am I gonna do with it? Chop it up. Chop it up. Chop it up. I do wonder like how much protein and stuff would be like from inorganic material. But listen, being able to always eat will always be useful. So you know what? I'll take out an F. I'll put it in C. I don't see a reason why it's not that. All right, besides his actions towards what he did with Big Mom is freezing this year after. Okay, I gotta ask, the food he makes, does it have the taste? All right. Nah. They said it. They said the food is nasty. They said, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. It's not nasty. It's just not good. All right. Hold on. What did they say exactly? Yeah, so while the food created by this user can provide nourishment, it apparently does not taste good. Yeah, no. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Would it be healthy? You know what? We don't have the answers, but let's create the way we want the fruit to work, right? Let's say everything that he creates is always organic, even if you're chopping up a door, doesn't matter. Let's say it is low calorie, high protein, great source. The bigger it is, the more you eat. Yo, cookies, it pisses me off because I'm looking at this food. I'm like, yo, I saw him chop up a tree. Real finally, he was like, filleted that John into like a medium well steak. I'm like, yo, I know that John slaps. All for it to not. I'd be, All right. That's what I believe. If he cut a rock into meat, it would taste like a rock. I don't think it's gonna taste like a rock, but I don't think it's gonna taste good. If he this is the greedy awakening. If awakening his John, let him season the food as he prepared it. Honestly, it'd be a top tier fruit. It would honestly be one of my favorite fruits out there. But I don't want to taste disappointment.
I have DoorDash. I don't have to do that, you know? But man, ugh, that would be a thing. That would 100% be a thing. Okay. All right. Now let us go. Let's see. What would happen if he makes food out of food? Would it taste better? Honestly, I think if he made food out of food, it would just be him cutting food. Like I don't see anything crazy with that. It'll just be like him cutting the food open. Unless you could use your double, unless using your ability on cooked food makes it more nutritious. Like imagine you cutting it and now it gives double protein. If that's the case, you could make a crazy killing in the real world, 100%. But yes, his awakening would absolutely make the fruit taste good. And the only reason this fruit got pushed up to C tier is because of free food. So shout out to cookies and milk. Man, if you had time to make it better. You had plenty of time to make it better. But you know what? I can't seem to understand this power. All right, I'm putting this in a C tier. It could be borderline F tier. But hold up. I want to discuss. Hold up. Hold up. We're changing. We're changing now. I'm reading something. All right. I want to discuss Cat and Vasco's back to back because I got a hot take to say about them both. Okay. Cool. Let's start with Vasco Shot. Vasco Shot ate the glug glug fruit, which makes him a liquor human. Which so far we've seen him spew fire that he, lit like he had lit fire and swallowed alcohol and breathed fire. I think he was also like floating in the liquor bubble one time, but I can't tell because we haven't seen like in the entirety of his devil fruit. It's literally been seconds. It's been seconds of his devil fruit. It's been less than 1 minute of his devil fruit in totality. Cookie, please explain why it's A tier. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just asking you. Does his fruit make him immune? No. Look at his face. Does this like the face of someone immune? No. He is lit right now. He got at least 8 shots in his system right now. Look at his nose. He got the Squidward going on right now. Like, nah. I'm trying to tell you. Does the alcohol taste good? Depends what you mix it with, you know? Get a nice Long Island. It'll taste good. All right. When you look at the properties of alcohol, they're insane. Not just inflammability, but also being able to disorient opponents when they have healing factors. Okay. So, are you saying that he's able to influence the sobriety of those around him? If you're saying he can make other people drunk just being in his presence or whatever, we have action. We have movement. We can do something with this. But I haven't seen that yet. And in fact, I think I just covered his devil fruit. Hold on, let's pull it up. All right, so see, drinking it. All right, we see him drinking it. You mean that's a lot? That's a lot. That's a lot of alcohol. Breathing it, igniting it. You mean it looks strong. Like combined with the fire, like look at that. It's an explosion. But Gart walked away completely unscathed. The other guys obviously did not. Look at that face. Not a single care about that at all. He just scorched 2 innocent people. He didn't care about that at all. All right, we back over here now. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, no, I mean it says alcohol will taste good like the food fruit. Oh no, no, I don't think so. I don't think that's how that works. I ain't gonna lie though. If that was the case, if all alcohol, yeah, no, that'd be solid. That'd be solid. That'd be solid. Sex. I see. Alcohol as a substance has a lot of potential. Even if we haven't seen its full power, the abilities are still there. Vasco doesn't just manipulate it. He can. It does say that he is a liquor human, so the glug glug fruit can likely act as cat's fruit when awakened. Not much difference. Hmm. All right, hold up, hold up. Vasco doesn't manipulate it.
Now you talking about cat fruit as in hold up. Which cat are we talking about? Because you said cat. I'm thinking like Katarina Devine, but she's not on here because she is a mythical Zoan. What cat we talking about over here that I'm missing? Cookie, help me out. All right. All right. While we figure that out, right? Let's place. So Vasco is subject to change depending on information provided. But as of right now, we're gonna say mochi and alcohol. Oh, category. Cat is a category. Oh, category. Oh, bet it. All right. You know what? Hold up. If Vasco's shot can manipulate alcohol similarly to how Katakuri can manipulate mochi, we have a completely different conversation. Completely different one. But let's talk about Katakuri. Katakuri ate the mochi mochi no mi, which allows him to create control and become essentially mochi, pseudo love. As of right now, he is the only special Paramecia type devil fruit out there. It was originally going to be a Logia type. However, we know what it is. This devil fruit forced Luffy to awaken his observation haki to a bit to kind of combat against this. You can transform into mochi. It's edible as well. Always a good thing. We love an edible devil fruit, you know? Exactly. You see, food is a motivator. I also love some donuts. I could go for some donuts for real. Like, yeah. I might honestly, I might go get me, I might go get me one. I might give me yo, this is over. I'm gonna go get me a donut. Thanks a lot, cookies. But I'm getting me a donut after this. But yes, we do need way more special paramecias. Like the non-canon devil fruits. We'll cover that maybe in 2 weeks. We'll probably do like we'll do the non-canon devil fruits in like 2 weeks or like 3 weeks. We'll see. I'll put a poll that ask people to find out. But exactly. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like the devil fruit isn't that cool. I mean, don't wrong, it is, but it's elastic. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna let y'all put this because I feel like this is a B tier. Devil fruit. This is not factoring category. This is once again one of those, you know. All right. Oh, I don't have my emotes over here. I gotta change that. All right. All right. I would love to think that Special Paramecia was created by Saturn. Why is that? I'm curious. Okay. All right. I'm gonna ask you guys, what do y'all want to put this at? Because honestly, I don't have a clear placement. Mochi mochi no mi. Personally, I'm thinking B tier. But if you have a reason for it to be higher, remember this is just the devil fruit. We're not talking about how it would be, you know, if Katakuri did something better or anything like that. This is simply talking about the devil fruit itself. Let's see. All right, he created the AJ fruit to make it very similar to Logan. Okay. All right. What Paramecia? You know what's almost like a Logia type? That's a Paramecia? Treble. Treble and his boogie fruit over here is kind of like that. It's kind of giving me this was almost a Logia because I guess snot is technically a naturally occurring thing, but it's naturally occurring in humans, not in the earth. Therefore, it's considered, you know, a Paramecia type rather than a Logia. But yeah. All right. Looks like B might be the winner right here. We might close this pool out early. Hold up. Who put A? Come forward. You're not wrong. We're not going to jump you. I just want to hear you out. Because I see it. I see you in there. All right. If that's the case, then wouldn't Vasco be higher than C? If you ignore what we haven't seen, like natural healing properties, it's basically the Paramecia flame fruit. All right. Let's speak on what Vasco Shot could potentially be doing with his devil fruit. Or let's speak on what the glug glug fruit can potentially do rather than what we just seen. All right, so the ability to ignite alcohol is great. What additional immunity do you get besides being able to down a bunch of alcohol and then spew fire out of it, which, as we saw, left a solid explosion. Gart body blocked it, but I'm trying to figure out what additional things we would add onto it. If you give me something else that makes it add on to it, we can put it up a tier higher. I'm 100% fine with, moving this up and down. This is a group tier list, I'm not mad at this. But let's see. All right. We said Mad Monk Rouge, right? We don't know how his devil fruit works 100%. So I don't want to say it's trash. Because for right now, what we've seen so far, he kind of has like a rage fruit, like a bide fruit. Essentially, he's able to take damage, and any physical damage he takes in, he's able to use that as power, as strength. He gets beat up, he gets stronger. He gets beat up, he gets stronger. However, there's obviously a cap to this because he still lost to Cracker. We literally haven't seen Mad Monk Rouge use his devil fruit since Sabaody, and that makes it hard for us to try to even figure out what's next, unless I'm tripping. So I'm gonna put it in C solely because I don't know the limits to it. I don't think it'd be comfortable or be fair to place it anywhere higher than it is. So I'm gonna leave it there. All right, see, I'm kind of just comparing this to cats. If you spread mochi around the area, make things sticky. If I spread alcohol around, time light up. Okay. Now, here's the thing about that. Katakuri is able to freely generate the mochi. Katakuri can freely generate the mochi. If he can generate alcohol, I'll put him up in B tier. But so far, we haven't seen him create alcohol. We've only seen him chug stuff out of already containers. Did he fill it up before he got there? Possibly. But he has to carry that with him at all times. If he doesn't need that, 100%, I'll push Vasco Shop to B tier. But as of right now, because he's dependent on carrying something around, I gotta keep it where it is. But other than that, Cookie, whenever we redo this and we find out more about it, we can definitely put this up a tier. All right, Arouge is basically Ultra Ego. Vegeta, definitely B. Man, I can't put it up there because Ultra Ego wouldn't got beat by Cracker. All right, Atomic, state your claim. Hold up. We're not. Let's hold up. I need to remove the person from the devil fruit. Okay. Tell me. All right. Tell me what you Okay. Tell me why Arouge should be higher. Because as of right now, we don't even know the name of his devil fruit. So I can't classify it any higher. But let's talk about a high devil fruit. Shiki. Shiki, the golden lion, and the float fruit. Arouge taking down a Big Mom member single-handedly, and he be the pacifista. True. That's hard. If a random person punches you, you're gonna get stronger, especially if you can tank. Okay. I agree. Will, that's immediate. That's an easy jump. Does anyone disagree with Shiki's fruit being placed in the S tier? Now, for those of you who may be unfamiliar with the float fruit. Exactly. And, well, you can also float yourself. You're the only organic material you are able to float. But this means you can cut the ocean. You can cut water and freely form water. You can cut the air. And you have telekinesis. You have the ability to float islands, multiple islands, constantly without strain or effort. Your ship can float. Your entire fleet can float. You could invade an entire island with your entire land. You could cut the ground on which the land is at rise it up and claim it as your own. And weight does not get factored in. Obviously, you're carrying around land masses, so clearly weight doesn't get factored in. You're able to fly. The fact that they had to seal this fruit off before they even announced it, that was enough for me. Let's see. Shiki is an S rank. He can lift an island if he awakened. He could. I mean, we saw him carrying his own islands and everything. And so, yeah, that's an easy John. That's an easy John. All right. All right, guys. We're getting down to the wire a little bit. It's like he is awakened. That's a possibility. I wouldn't discredit it. All right. Let's take Bon Clay. Bon Clay and the Mane Mane no Mi. So, the Mane Mane no Mi, or the clone fruit, allows this user to turn into anyone they touch. One time, boom. Touch on your face, one time, boom, you the man. Now you transformed into that person. You get that person's voice, their face, the body, all of that. You don't have to get the whole thing. You can take just the face if you want, but you can also take the body and everything like that. You don't copy mannerisms, though. You don't copy mannerisms. F or C, being able to become anybody? Okay. Atomic. I feel like you're overlooking just how powerful impersonation truly is. And this, you're telling me right now, if you could become anybody that you've ever touched, Bon Clay is a sad C. He can take the face, but not the clothes or mannerisms. True, you can't take the clothes or the mannerisms, but you get the fit. You get their face, their voice, and their body. Face, voice, body. You get everything but the clothes and mannerisms. Obviously, you could learn those things if need be. But me personally, you know how many wars you could start? Exactly. It's not like you have a limited amount of people you can touch. Go to a convention. Go to a convention, pay to get backstage access, whatever. Touch all the actors, actresses, or whatever. Just all of that. Now you could be any artist you want. You could call somebody. You could FaceTime somebody as their favorite author, artist, actor, actress. Just don't be weird with the fruit. You have a lot of potential with this. Let's see. I don't know. Ever since Kettering Devon pulled up Bon Clay's fruit, just seemed like a massive downgrade. All right, Cookies. What is your ability like between Katarina and Bon Clay? What's the difference between the Mane Mane no Mi and the Inu Inu no Mi Model Kitsune? What are the difference between those two devil fruits to you? Because I haven't seen too much of it. All right, we already have people who can still ID now. If this fruit is in real life, it'll be even easier to take out just by touch. You're right, 100%. Taking someone's face ID, touch ID, and the like, all of that. Just being able to just, me personally, I have some nefarious things that I do if I had this devil fruit. So I'm gonna put this at a calm B tier. I can't place it any higher, but man, Devon can copy mannerisms, clothing, whole forms, and she has powers as well. Okay. All right, listen, being able to copy the clothes, that's enough. No, Bon Clay can also do the body. Because if y'all remember, when when he first transformed on the ship, he transformed into Nami, and then he flashed the crew. And then he got pummeled, as he should have. So you can take the body as well, but not the clothes, though. So if Katarina can do the clothes as well, that's definitely an upgrade. All right. Hold up. Let me think. All right. Let's do the press fruit. Isho ate the press fruit, which for all intents and purposes allows him to manipulate gravity. In fact, he can create not gravity, but he can create pressurized. That's press fruit. He can create pressurized areas where he's able to, for one, trash anyone. If you're in an area, he can weigh enough pressure. You know how like Bleach be when he be feeling spiritual pressure, he can do that literally. He can also float/fly or levitate using his ability. He can also extend his power in any direction, so he can fling you up, fling you down, fling you left, fling you right, all without having to come into physical contact with you because this is ranged attacks. He can also lock down a pocket area, have different levels of pressure in that area. So, oh my God, this one is honestly one of my favorite devil fruits out there. Isho, even as a blind man, uses this fruit so efficiently for traveling purposes, to get around, to destroy stuff, to target people, to lock people down for suppression. All in all, it's just a top tier fruit. I place it S tier because I don't see any drawbacks or weaknesses with this devil fruit. All I see is versatility and upward mobility. So is anyone disagreeing with me and Will when it comes to all right, anatomic. All right, cool. Especially with your five senses. If you can see far, you mean? Facts. And he's blind. So if a blind man can do this, I wear glasses. I'm kind of blind, but I can see too. You know, if a blind man can see the potential to power this fruit, I don't see why we wouldn't be able to do that. Because man, yo, this is like, honestly one of my favorite devil fruits. Every time I see it, I'm like, what's next? Just being able to just slash. Do I have a sword around here? I have a sword over there. Being able to just slash and send vibrations in ways that just disrupt everything is ridiculous. But that is it. We have a couple more to do. A couple more to do. That's going to take some time. So he is blind by choice. He's blind because he saw some of the atrocities that the Marines were doing, and instead of leaving or rebelling, he's still trying to hopefully save enough people through that path. The blind justice situation on him is very on the nose, and obviously he's my favorite admiral because he kind of cares. But there are other ways to change, but I guess he's trying to fight change within. I don't know. I'm not blinding myself to that. Like, some things you just gotta see. Unless he witnessed O'Hara firsthand. Could you imagine like witnessing what happened at O'Hara and whatnot, and then just having to walk around like y'all didn't just watch all? Anyway, I digress. Paramecias by default are some of the most interesting and versatile devil fruits we ever see. I love the fact that the powers we see here are typically not replicated in other anime sources. Like, I haven't seen any other devil fruits that were similar, or any powers in other animes that were similar to Kumas, to Laws, to Whitebeards. Not even hers. Not like, all these are, they're vastly different from next to each other. Teleportation to explosion to pocket dimensions to aging up down to having two pocket dimensions to having strings. It's a lot of powers, and honestly, that's why I enjoy One Piece, because every day, every week, something new. Sometimes you can see better when you can't see than what's directly in front of you, or some Yoda type shit. I feel you. All right, guys. There were plenty of disruptions when this first started. Will, you are a trooper. Lena, you as well. Y'all rocked out for I streamed 3 times today because it kept crashing each time. So I decided I was only going to stream for YouTube instead of any of the platforms, instead of like trying to like do on both platforms. But I feel like YouTube is where I want to spend most of my time at, for real, because this is where my crew is at. This is where the Isekai fleet is at. I want to thank everyone who came in today, everyone who voted, everyone who came in to lurk, everyone who came in and subscribed. I know we got some new members today. Thank you all for subscribing. I know we have Lena who joined the squad. I appreciate you becoming the first channel member. I appreciate it a lot, Lena. I do. We have a lot more content coming along the way. I have a bunch of shorts coming out this week. I'll do the Baroque Works video. So we're ranking all the Baroque Works Devil Fruit users, the Devil Fruits and their users, and Baroque Works dropping tomorrow. Yeah, they're dropping tomorrow. So I'm gonna have like 10 shorts or whatever. I have a new series I'm launching, Diaries of a Devil Fruit Hater. You guys might get into that. If you guys like little snippets, you'll see that. You know, little skits, you see that. We're gonna branch out 2026. I have a lot of plans, a lot of things I want to do, but I can't do that without you guys. So once again, thank you all for coming in and coming to me to get all your One Piece needs in one place. We'll be live again next weekend at the same time. Well, I'll do another vote. People said 12 to 2 seems to be the best. I don't mind doing an early stream. I don't mind doing a late stream. As long as you guys are there, that's all that matters. So thank you all. Everyone who subscribed and joined it, Thank you. Thank you. And I was hoping I'll see you guys again. I'll see you guys rest of my content. Y'all take care. Have a great day. Yeah. This is fun.